Alright, this is my second time filming this, so hopefully everything's right. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Prodigy from Kilo 23. This is the Tokio Marui MK23 Socom. Extremely quiet, reliable, awesome, very desired pistol. So let's check this out. The Tokio Marui MK23. This is one of those legendary pistols that everyone seems to want and no one seems to have, even though, well, yeah, they're not very available. They're harder to find. You usually can get them used more than new. Right now, eHobby Asia's out, Red Wolf is out. My buddy Tony, who's actually the owner of this pistol, not me, got the last one from eHobby Asia, and I love this little thing. I wish I'd picked the last one up instead, but oh well. Extremely quiet. That's why they're kind of like the sniper sidearm. They're very, very quiet, especially with the suppressor. Without the suppressor, they're really nothing special. With the suppressor, foam-filled suppressor, non-blowback pistol, extremely quiet. Now, right now, actually, I've got a little video, just audio, a couple of pictures to make it cool, of how quiet it is with the suppressor and then without the suppressor. So let's check that out real quick. Alright, this is from about 10 feet away with the suppressor. Same distance without the suppressor. Now, is this thing quiet or what? That's stupid quiet. So, let's talk about everything the gun comes with real quick. You get the pistol, the MK23 suppressor, which is a 16mm clockwise thread, so a little bit different. You get a case, and this case actually fits the MK23 perfectly, so really cool to have if you want to transport it or something. You get the little light, which everyone knows comes with the MK23 Socom. To install it, you slide it on the rail and spin this little screw right here, and it threads into the trigger guard. I'm not going to put batteries in this. It's not very bright. It's probably not the most usable thing, and it doesn't fit into most holsters with the pistol, so I'm not going to worry about this. It is a light. It's just not very effective. You get a bag of roughly 100 Marui BBs. These are pretty decent, actually. Tokio Marui always made good ammo. You get a cleaning rod. This is all one piece, so there are no ends that can come off, which is kind of a plus. I wish all cleaning rods were like this, because every once in a while I will have a cleaning tip get stuck in a barrel, so I have to take the barrel out, plug another cleaning rod through it, and it's just a pain. So this is a great little design. Lastly, you get a 27-round magazine. This mag weighs just about as much as the pistol, because the pistol is like 95% plastic, the mag is 99% metal practically. 27 rounds. Because it is a non-blowback pistol, this could actually get easily like 3 mags of BBs for one fill of gas, so huge plus on this. If you carry 3 or 4 of these, or even just 1 or 2, it's probably more than enough. So, the Tokio Marui MK23, why is this such a desired, somewhat rare pistol? I believe, to my knowledge, Marui does not make this anymore, so whatever's out there is out there. This one still has the H&K trademarks on it, which, to my knowledge, Marui does not have the licensing for that anymore, so it's kind of cool. These didn't get scratched off or anything coming into the US, so big plus there. This is light, extremely light. The only metal parts on this, for the most part, are like, the major parts, the trigger, the what would be the slide release, which is actually the safety. I'll touch on that in a minute. The suppressor and the outer barrel. So all your major parts that you really need to be metal are metal. Slide, body, plastic. So very lightweight. Marui, they really can't do metal bodies hardly. It's a Japanese thing. But the big thing on this is how quiet it is. Just out of the box, this thing is probably the quietest pistol on the market by far. Worth every penny. These run about $180, $200 roughly new if you can get them. Probably a little less on eBay, which is probably one of the main places able to find these, if not your local kind of community, per se, your local trade group or whatever. It is a little bit of a different suppressor. It does have foam in it, which makes all the difference. If there wasn't foam in this, it probably wouldn't do a dang thing. Out of the box, it's only going to shoot about 320 feet per second, which is more than you need. In comparison to the KWA KSC one, this is shooting really soft. That one shoots about 400 roughly. This one's about 320, right around there. And I'm using green gas, of course. So it's not with HSC 134A, the Duster gas. You're going to get a lot lower FPS with that, of course. But the accuracy on this is fantastic. We were just running 2.5s the other day, and Tony was getting kills left and right with this. He was doing extremely well. And I really can't complain at all. This is one of the nicer pistols I've worked on, or at least tried out. Very light, very quiet, rather big. I think that's the one downside of this. It's very big. It's over 1 foot long with the suppressor. It's huge. And the way Tony runs this is he has actually a side holster on his side here, and he'll just wing it out real quick, and it's a very wide, big holster. If you're going to do like a leg rig or something that's like that, it tends to be more cumbersome. So the only way you probably want to run this pistol is with the suppressor. So you're going to end up having a very big weapon on you, especially the sidearm. It's kind of big. Let's talk about the functionality now. So this is a non-blowback pistol. You can still rack the slide, and you can see some of the mechanics in here. And what all that does, literally all that does, is rack the hammer back, and you can pull it. No matter what, if you pull this trigger, even when it's loaded and gassed up, it's a full pull every time. So it's a little long. It's a somewhat heavy trigger pull for a gas pistol. They tend to be fairly light, so this one's a little more. Big trigger too. Really helps having big hands to run this. Kind of interesting thing, you can cock the hammer back and it becomes a double action pistol. On the next shot, you will have to do a full trigger pull, so every time it's full trigger pull. Or if you're very quiet and you get a kill for every shot, which never happens, you can, for every shot, rack the hammer back like that, whichever you want to do. Or if you're feeling tactical, you can still rack the slide, you can do that. So whatever sounds good to you. The safety on this is where the slide catch would be on the real one. So if you turn the safety on, push it up, trigger can't be pulled. Neat thing is, or kind of interesting thing, this has 2 safeties. One, what would be the slide catch, and 2, this little guy, the normal safety. So for this one to work, the hammer has to be down, and you can't pull the trigger. Turn it off, there you go. If you try to turn this on while the hammer is not cocked, it doesn't move. Hammer has to be cocked for it to engage. Now, like all HK pistols, press down on this little bar here, and your mag will drop out. Real simple mag release. I actually like this a little more than most personally. It's a little bit more flared out, so easier to hit with gloves. Now, the most unusual thing on this, I think, is how to adjust the hop up. I wanted to save this for last because it's probably the most in-depth thing we're going to do on this. So I'm going to grab a little screwdriver out. I don't have very long nails, so it's hard to get this out. You're going to pull the slide back and remove the... if I can get the notch right there. There we go. It's hard to do it on camera when it's facing away. Just like you would a real one, push the slide catch out here. And what you're going to do is slide this forward a little bit, slides up like that, and it comes off the rail. So this is your lower, of course. You can set that aside. And your hop up is going to be a little dial that's sitting right here, just like most pistols, and you can push that forward or backwards to decrease or increase the hop up. Really, that's about as much as you're probably going to do on this. Disassembly from here is a little more complex because all your mechanics are in here. Every time you pull that trigger, stuff moves around in here, not the slide itself, so it's a little bit different. You can remove the entire barrel assembly. It's more or less like a real one, kind of, except you keep the spring and everything in there on the guide rod at the same time when you pull it out, so it's a little bit different. So I'm not going to do that today for you. But reassembly on this, same thing, just in reverse. On the rails, push it back, and the slide catch, it's kind of a pain. Keep your slide back for that notch to go in, and turn your safety off, good to go. A little bit of an unusual reassembly, but you get used to it pretty fast. I'm already used to it. So, grade-wise, what does it get? I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. For the price, it is an awesome little pistol. Yes, it's non-blowback, it's extremely light, but I'm really not too worried about it. It's very big is the only downside. It's the only reason I took a point off. If it were a little bit smaller, if they made, like, say, a compact version of this, say, like, they made a USB compact, non-blowback with a suppressor like this, 10 out of 10. But it's just my taste. A lot of people still give this a 10 out of 10. Fantastic pistol. Kind of a long trigger pull. I could get used to that myself. Being a full plastic gun does save on weight. Some people don't like that. I personally would love to have a metal slide on this. I couldn't find one online personally. They might be out there. I'm sure they are, but if they are, they're probably $300+, so not really worth it. Fantastic pistol. If you guys can find one, I highly recommend picking one up. Great sniper sidearm. 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Prodigy from Kilo 23. This is the Tokio Marui Mark 23. I'll see you guys next time.